this new young cast.
They did a great job.
Ghostface is back. Make yourself harder to find. Delete social media, tape over your phone camera.
Yes, thank you very much, Edward Snowden.
They are so enthusiastic, and they're all great actors.
Help us figure out who's behind this.
To see them bringing a new perspective to the franchise while still honoring the past is really incredible.
Each new character is tied to a legacy character. We're all suspects.
You've got bruises.
It's from football practice.
Hi,
Nice to
Stacy.
meet you. I like your lights.
Truly.
Hi guys, thank you. How are you?
Oh, wonderful. Now that you're here, it's
Oh,
delightful.
What is that behind you? Is that?
light.
I'm not trying to take away from the time. I just thought it was cool.
Guys, how do you feel to be part of something this big that the whole world has been anticipating?
You know, that is so nuts to think about because we shot this movie during the beginning of COVID. So we were very much in a bubble. And then we're still in this COVID world, so everything's virtual. So it's felt to me like just this fun little project that me and my best friends and my family worked on, and it's our little secret. And it's so bizarre and disarming that it's not just ours anymore. It's going out into the world. I haven't quite registered that yet.
It is funny, given the nature of like filming during the climate in which we did, that it felt very intimate and personal to us. Then to share it with people, it's like I haven't thought about it, you know, being received or criticized in any way, shape, or form. It's just been this personal thing I love, which is actually why we're not showing it to anyone. We're keeping it for ourselves.
Heard it here first. We're canceling the premiere. Just kidding. We are not.
Well, I've already seen it, so I guess I'm on your friends list.
Welcome. You're part of the family.
This is your life now, which means that whoever this is going to keep coming for you. You ready for this? Never.
Oh, stop. Wait.
There's certain rules to surviving.
The attacks were all on people related to the original killers.
Whatever his link is to our past, it's pulled us all back here.
That's right.
Which character do you like better, Mindy or Mindy?
And why is it Mindy?
And why is it Mindy?
Well, Mindy.
Fair. No, that's fair. You know, my mom said the same thing before she had even seen it. It was really...
Oh, that's sweet.
No, it's great. I'm used to it. It's nice.
I would tell you first and foremost that Mindy is a queer Black girl. I was going to say woman, but she's not quite a woman. She's a teenager. And that she's proud of that. That's part of her identity. And what I really like about the way they wrote her is that has nothing to do with her character. Like, she just happens to be a queer person in this world, and she's smart, she's funny, she's the hotter twin. And that's about, I think, what I
You
can...
don't need to look at me. It's obvious. They can see, they have eyes, you know, but that's okay.
Well, Mason, what about Chad? Then he must have some good qualities. Come on.
Well, his worst quality is certainly that I play him.
Oh, shut
up. Beyond that, Chad is a lovable jock.
Yes.
He plays football enough to the point where it could maybe, in this context, get him in trouble, given the bruising and as seen evident in the trailer. But he's very much in love with his girlfriend, Liv, played by the incredible Sonia Amar, who I think is remarkable and incredible in every way.
And also the most brilliant singer.
Truly.
She's an incredible singer.
Similar to Jasmin, just good at everything she does, which is great that most of my scenes are with them, which means I am constantly playing second fiddle.
Okay, but this guy is really good at improv.
Don't do that. Don't
and
go back on it.
It would make it hard sometimes because I would want to break because he just would say the funniest, randomest stuff that was not scripted. And really, you really inhabit every character you play. I remember that from all of your other work too. You're really good.
Thank you. But that was the atmosphere of Five Cream, was that we could be as off the cuff and candid and, you know, in the moment as we are.
Yeah, our directors made us feel so safe and welcome to try things out, and I love them.
I'm a big fan of your directors as well. I think they do really
they're incredible.
Wes Craven, you always think of him as the king of horror. He is an incredible director, but he's also an incredible human.
I might start crying when we start talking about Wes.
He was like a father in a lot of ways to all of us.
Wes Craven called me to his house. That was our first meeting. He was going to give me notes on the script. And they were all typos. That was the beauty of Wes Craven. He was such a kind soul.
We are fans on a level that is hard to express. He made horror cool.
Scary movies somehow take you on a roller coaster ride.
Ready, and action!
So when I got the script for the new Scream, I was really impressed by Matt and Tyler with how much Wes had an impression on them.
Anything we got right in this movie is because of Wes Craven.
I had been apprehensive about doing another one without Wes, but Matt and Tyler really wanted to honor him. It's fun to get into it again.
I've done 4 Screams with Wes Craven. I was like, oh wow, what a perfect way to reinvent this movie.
How this new cast connects to the legacy cast, that's what's going to make this movie super special. And I was hoping that they were going to dedicate the film to Wes. And they did.
Dylan, how do you feel playing a character that's called Wes in the Scream franchise?
Well, oh my gosh. I mean, it took me a second to realize for it to click. Like, I obviously knew about Wes Craven in the original franchise, in the original movies, but it took me a second to realize that it was a nod to Wes. It just didn't compute in that way for some reason. And then when it clicked, I was just, obviously it's an honor, like to just even be remotely like directly tied to, you know, the person who's directly responsible for all of this is like, I mean, I couldn't ask for more. It's, yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
We were in Peter Pan together. I played a lost boy. You were Tiger Lily.
I'm sorry, it was a long time ago.
It's okay. You had a lot of stuff going on back then.
Oh, it's nice to see you again, Judy.
When the first Scream came, well, I was a young actor and it was the movie to be in. So I actually auditioned for Scream 1. And so, yeah. And it was, you know, it was just like this sensation. It was, you know, so groundbreaking, this brand new tone. And it turned out to be this incredible masterpiece. And so when I had the opportunity to be in Scream 4, I was delighted. I was like, yes, I finally get to be a part of this franchise. And then, so then for 10 years later, for them to get the call that they're relaunching it and that I get to reprise my role as Deputy Judy Hicks, I was over the moon. I was really excited.
Tell me a little bit more about the relationship between Judy and Wes. How did you work on that? And is there something that the audience perhaps should know in advance?
Judy is a single mom and she adores, I mean, what's not to love? She adores her teenage son. And so there's an overprotective, you know, I think if I had it my way, you would be a mama's boy forever. And
right.
And you're trying to kind of
course,
find maybe some distance. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, clearly like Wes really loves his mom, really respects her and listens to her and takes on your sort of, you know, your precautionary measures and everything. But I think ultimately gets so like sort of harassed by his friends about how much he follows in your footsteps that, yeah, he can get a little embarrassed for sure. But I think
he is a mama's boy.
It's a strong bond. He is a mama's boy.
Yeah. And she's doting and overprotective and an Uber cop. So there, you know, that's quite a combination.
Absolutely.
For a teenage
boy
to deal with, right?
This isn't funny, Amber.
Would you like to play a game, Tara?
Doors unlocked. All doors locked. Doors unlocked.
Tara, just as a general character, she's got a little bit of a smart mouth, but she's very sweet, very loyal, cares for her friends and family, her sister, Sam, deeply. Your classic teenage girl, classic Ghostface victim.
Amber is a high schooler at Woodsboro, and she's best friends with Tara. She's very protective and loyal. I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, it's very difficult, I'm sure. And what about Liv, Sonia? I heard, by the way, that you are an amazing singer.
Oh, thank you.
Your on-screen boyfriend told me that.
Oh, really? Oh, he's sweet. Yes. So Liv is dating Chad, who's also Mindy's twin brother, and he's a jock. And she's kind of like, I think, a newer addition to the friend group. So she's kind of trying to fit in. And sometimes I think her peers are like quick to judge her, but she's still figuring out who she is. And
I love my job. I feel very fortunate to do my job. But there's also never been a better feeling than actually being excited to go to work, which I think was my experience on this job. And I guess kind of the fear of messing up, or you kind of have to insert yourself in a world that you've never really participated in before and adjust to something that's already been set, which is kind of a weird transition, but then also just wanting to do the franchise justice and make obviously the original cast proud and Kevin Williamson proud and Wes Craven proud even.
I have been such a fan of the franchise for a long time, and it's my favorite horror series that there is. And yeah, like it's funny. I'd actually been like, I've been in a few horror movies, and I love doing them and I love the genre, but I was sort of, I'd done 3 at that point. I was like, I shouldn't do any more horror movies, honestly. Like I've done a lot now. But then of course, like Scream, like the new Scream falls in my lap, and I was like, of course, like got my fork and knife. Like, yeah, it's like a pinch me moment, the whole thing.
If you had to use one word to describe this experience and being part of it, what would it be?
for me, 3 words, time of my life. 4 words. Time of my 5 words. Okay, I need more coffee.
Just one word to describe the experience, probably just lucky.
Honored.
Humbled.
Hungry.
Happy.
Anything
cathartic.
that starts with an H. Oh, you really did.
I knew you were, so I was like, I thought that is this H word.
Thank you, guys.
Harry.
Thank you so much.
Habitat for Humanity.
It was a pleasure to meet you, and all the best.
I won't sleep until he's in the ground.